discussing the $1 million formula. Iman Gadzhi has been laying around his videos for you to become a millionaire. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. It's not like there was an actual step-by-step formula shown by Iman Gadzhi himself on how to reach $1 million net worth. Well, there is. So yeah, it might have been a little bit of clickbait. Well, let's be honest, we're not gonna be like millionaires by the end of this video, but you'll have the mindset to do so. Let's dive right into it. So first, there is the mindset shift. It's the foundation process. I like to call this the house theory. What I mean is that when you're building a house, not that I have crazy experience in building a house, but I mean, you get the point. You are not starting off by building the wooden frame.
Oh yeah, but I mean, isn't it like the skeleton of the house? Isn't it like the...
First, you need to lay the foundation. In this sense, we're not, please, I don't want to see any people actually going around laying bricks and thinking that they're gonna shift their mindset around by doing that. I would be super pissed, but it'd be quite funny, so I don't know, do it if you want. But the real lesson here is that it's a metaphorical change that you need to go through in order to push yourself to your next limit. You need to understand that the content you watch today will determine the actions you do tomorrow. So let's take me for example. So I started off filmmaking in 2020 and I had basically nothing to do, right? I had recently broken up with my ex and I was at my absolute lowest point of my life. There was no going back and there was actually nowhere else for me to go. So I needed to find something new, and that's this energy of despair that got me through everything, got me to start looking for content that would actually bring me much more in the long run, right? So what I started to do is watch Iman Gadzhi. I started watching Sam Colder. I started learning business in general and self-motivation, and that's how I got to the next level. So basically what I mean by that is you need to shift your mindset around, and by shifting that, you're gonna lay a solid foundation. And once this solid foundation is laid out, then all you need to do is start creating. And with this new version of myself, I started seeking for new mantras, new building blocks of my personality. And those were freedom, amazement, and knowledge, because this is what I live for. And with that, I knew travel filmmaking was the answer. But you know me, things don't usually go according to plan, right? So
what's the game plan now? We got lost a few times, and now we tried to make a waterfall, but realized it is 10 minutes till dark. And on top of that, can't fly an FPV drone in the dark. So now we're running back and hopefully get a few clips.
C'est moins rigolo soudainement, hein? C'est bien de la merde. Vraiment, une vue de malade. Mais gros, je suis perdu. Ah, les épines, gros. Ah, mon genou. Non, c'est ma cheville.
Non mais tu sais, on parle pour parler là. C'est qui s'est dit, ouais, partir à courir, mais aller là-bas. Puis là, on est pogné à remonter dans le noir.
C'est moi.
So I started off going to Costa Rica, and I got the opportunity to work for 3 brands: Corona Beer, Nomadic, and Music Bed. This was the greatest opportunity of my life. I had the chance to travel around with amazing people and start living my life. And yeah, it was fun, but I needed something more. I needed to start acting upon my foundation. And what I did is I started creating. First, I created my business, and with that, I got amazing opportunities to go around my city, meet new people, and actually discover what was making me truly fulfilled. And yet, you may be traveling to amazing places. You may be doing things people never thought. This is the hardest part. This is where you need to start acting upon your word. And let me just say this, it was not a walk in the park. First, we had to wake up before every sunrise. We had to go to sleep after every sunset. And let me tell you this, those make for pretty long ass days.
On est explosé, gros. Oh, mais j'en ai dormi 3 heures, là, c'est terrible. C'est quoi ce métier de merde ici?
J'ai de l'argent à faire un squat avec ça. Là.
C'est les squats du matin, là. Hey Big, mais nous autres, on va être genre en entraînement tout le long, là, c'est ridicule.
J'ai genre 60 livres ici, peut-être un bon 60-80 livres en arrière.
Je suis obèse aussi, là.
Obèse?
Mais là, tu veux-tu tenir 2 caméras pour montrer ou...
Check ça,
Attends.
ça, c'est genre le vlog le plus, genre, quali du monde parce que, genre, c'est le plus stable.
So yes, you may be going to the gym. That's a great example. But what else are you doing other than that? I mean, going to the gym is not gonna be enough. You need to start doing meal preps. You need to start counting your calories. And you need to start following along a training program for you to actually get to see results. And those results won't even show after at least 6 months. And that's where most people lack, right? They need to discipline. And discipline is actually the worst part of it all. Because when you don't feel like it, you need to still go and do it. You need to still wake up at 6 in the morning to be ready for your training at 7 and then actually start working at 8 till 10 at night. There's no limitation on what you do. And this is the worst part because people actually get lost in this freedom because they haven't been taught how to do it. And that's totally understandable. And this is where people like Iman comes in because it gives you the ability and the knowledge and actually put your dream to work. That's it. And I mean, you're gonna be sacrificing so much of your past life for you to move on and get to the next stage of your life. But remember, without foundation, there cannot be creation. Now, let's get to the whole point of this video. You get what you give. This sounded kind of odd at first because I didn't know what it was. I'm actually a pretty recent subscriber too, so I didn't know what it meant. So I went out and looked it up on YouTube and I found that video. It's kind of funny because I didn't know that Iman started off with fitness at first, so I mean, I'm not against it, because I'm a bit surprised because today it's kind of like motivation in business, so I mean, whatever. But overall, what stuck with me was the last part of the video where he said,
in this world, I do genuinely believe that you attract what you are, and if you do the moral thing, I don't believe in karma, but I believe that that's what you'll attract and you'll receive that back. If you're a high value person, you'll attract high value people. If you do the moral and the just thing, I do genuinely think that it'll come back to you one day. So that's my final message to you guys. You know, be the change that you want to see in the world. Set the example, and you know, sometimes you'll get fucked over, but in the end, you'll always come out on top.
be the change that you want to see in the world. And it got me thinking, what kind of change do I actually want to see in this world? And we're doing even more stuff on the internet, and it feels like everything's been done. Everything needs to always look perfect, and everything needs to be at such a high level. You don't feel like you can start creating your own stuff because you see those perfect images of people all the time, and you see people doing amazing things, and you're like, how can I do this? And how can I do that for myself? And this is what I'm trying to explain to you since the beginning of this video. Those people are not exceptional. They're not much more different than you actually. All they have done is they've shifted their mindset and they've started acting upon it. That's all there is. There's no much more different to you and me. And that's what I hope this video will do for you, is that you will no longer stop yourself from becoming this person that you've always looked up to. You know, that person that you always dreamed of becoming. Because you actually can. No matter what you do, there's this spark within every one of us that tells us what our deeper meaning and our deeper purpose is. And you just need to follow along. You need to reconstruct your mindset. And when this is done, you act upon it. And this is where you're gonna see change. Remember that life without purpose is tasteless, and especially in creative endeavors. You know, we're living in a world where there's so much creativity. That doesn't mean that what you do doesn't need to be shown. So share it. Now, let me speak one-on-one with Iman, all right? Hi, I'm Tristan. Ooh, I like this. I'm 21 years old, I'm from Canada, and I'm a French Canadian, and I think you probably saw it with my accent, right? But now that you know about me, see, if you've actually been listening from the beginning of this video, you notice I want 3 things: freedom, amazement, and knowledge. And for those, I'd actually be willing to exchange 3 months worth of my time to create your content and realize your own story, so that people will be inspired and will be able to relate to your content in a much deeper way. That's my specialty. I love to create content that has a meaningful message to it. I just want people to start realizing that they can become the best version of themselves too. And honestly, you'd be the best platform for me to spread my message. And remember, you always get what you give. Peace out.